Today, Intel officially announced their worst CPU release ever. Nvidia's next-gen monster gets a big surprise. Don't install AMD's newest drivers, and AMD just unleashed the floodgates of performance. Welcome everyone to Gamer Meld. First up for today, Intel officially announced their 14th gen CPUs, along with pricing, performance, and more. And let's just say, if you followed the channel, you already know just about all of this. So make sure you subscribe to learn about hardware before anyone else. Either way, as you can see, the specs are exactly what was leaked. The i9 and i5 parts come with the same cores as their 13th gen counterparts, while the i7 CPUs get a boost of 4 new E-cores. Memory capacity has gone up, but supported memory speed stayed the same, though Intel claims that memory overclocking is far better. Max turbo boost power also stayed the same, but we'll have to wait for reviews on that. When it comes to clocks, things get very confusing, but essentially each CPU gets around 200 MHz higher clocks. They also introduced AI overclocking, but the most important part, I would say, is their benchmarks. As you can see, that benchmark we saw from a little while back comparing the 14900K to AMD's 7950X3D is here. It ultimately shows that they're neck and neck, though these are obviously going to be cherry-picked games. They also shared a few others comparing other AMD parts. And as I go through these comparison slides, you'll notice that there's no comparison between the 14900K and the 13900K. They do have a comparison between the i7 parts, but that's obviously because the i7 actually has more cores. And this, I think, really shows just how bad this release is. It's pretty clear that these new parts are just clocked slightly higher, which anyone with any ability to overclock can likely get to this on last-gen parts. There are a few extras, but nothing to write home about. Luckily, the prices have remained the same for 14th gen, but personally, other than the i7, I'd suggest looking for a 13th gen part on a discount. They're set for release on October 17th, so I will have affiliate links down in the description below if you're interested. They don't cost you anything more, and it helps the channel out. Next up for today, Nvidia has a couple surprises when it comes to their next-gen Blackwell GPUs. But first, check out this lesson that teaches you how to think in code by writing a program to collect all the coins with as few blocks as possible. It's easy, hands-on, and a great way to understand programming. And that's just one lesson from one course from today's sponsor, Brilliant. The one place I trust to learn computer science, because Brilliant was made to teach the STEM field. And like this example, they teach you by getting you to do it yourself with fun and interesting puzzles. It starts small, like that pattern statement we saw in the beginning, but they slowly add on until you're learning things like conditional statements. And they have a ton of courses for everyone, whether you're a beginner or already in your chosen field. To top it off, you can learn while at home, on the computer, or on the go. So don't wait anymore and try out Brilliant for 30 days free at brilliant.org/gamermeld. Plus, you can get 20% off their premium membership for life. Once again, that's brilliant.org/gamermeld. Now back to the story. Nvidia's upcoming B100 chip is looking to be one monster of a GPU. Of course, it's an AI accelerator, so not a big deal to gamers, but keep in mind that the gaming architecture is also based on Blackwell, so we can certainly learn a few things from this. For starters, according to the report, Nvidia is planning to move production up from Q4 to Q2, apparently thanks to the high demand of their H100 chips. And this could give Nvidia the ability to move up their gaming cards as well. Maybe. The biggest news here, though, is that according to a South Korean media outlet, Nvidia has secured a deal with SK Hynix for their upcoming HBM3E memory. Apparently, Nvidia already received samples from SK Hynix back in August, so they may in fact be able to have it ready for Q2. Either way, if this is true, Nvidia's next-gen B100 is said to have some of the most advanced GPU memory on the market. Next up, AMD's newest graphics driver could get you banned in multiple games, along with more issues. Just recently, CSGO 2's main Twitter account tweeted that AMD customers should not enable Anti-Lag Plus, the new feature that's made to offset the latency caused by frame generation. According to the tweet, AMD's latest driver that enables the feature is implemented by detouring engine DLL functions. This can result in a ban, and worse yet, they won't look at reversing the bans until AMD ships an update. AMD has put out a tweet claiming that they're working with Valve to address the issue. But that's just the start, as users are reporting issues in multiple games seemingly caused by Anti-Lag Plus, from crashes to instability and even bans in Apex Legends. Ultimately, I'd suggest not using Anti-Lag Plus in any game until this can all get worked out. And lastly for today, AMD has done something incredible. For those who don't know, a little while back, AMD added driver support for their fluid motion frame tech, which is effectively their version of frame generation. And that brought a ton of performance to more games, but it was only supported on their RX 7000 cards. Since then, AMD software has added two huge updates. For one, they officially added support for any and all DX11 or 12 games using HyperRX, which means you can turn frame generation on for all DX11 or DX12 games with one click of the mouse. But it actually gets even better. They also added full support for AMD's entire RX 6000 lineup of GPUs. Now that might be confusing because you're probably thinking about FSR3 and how it's supported across a wide range of cards, but this is a driver-based frame generation, which is how they're able to support it in a ton of games all at once. And keep in mind that it's still in a preview driver, so it's not a full release yet, and given the issues with their current driver, use caution while using it. So far, while it does have some downsides, it seems to work fairly well. And now, all RX 6000 owners just got a massive performance boost across essentially all their favorite titles. Remember that not only is DLSS 3.0 only supported on Nvidia's RTX 4000 cards, but it's only supported in specific games. And this is one of the big upsides of not requiring a neural network for AMD's technologies. Sure, Nvidia seems to have the better fidelity when compared to FSR, but AMD can support far more games. Time will tell who, if anyone, wins out in the end. So while that does it for today, are you seeing issues with AMD's newest driver, or are you just ready to get frame generation on your older cards? Let me know down in the comments below. And don't forget to try out Brilliant for free at brilliant.org/gamermeld. And as always, have a great day.